But the town was in a very, very dire emergency at the time, but it would have been much worse had he not been on the job.
Well, thank you very, very much for your information. Is there anything else of importance that you need to share, felt needed to mention?
Well, with Chief Hunter, I think that you look at part of the history and how well respected he was as an officer, as a member of the community, as just as a human being. That the police judge, Judge Davies, was one of the ones that eulogized him and recognized him upon his death. I mean, he was only a police chief for just a few months, but he had a very long and very illustrious career.
The second part of our program deals with Dr. Earl Lemley Core, who was a giant in the Morgantown, West Virginia University and Disciples of Christ establishment. He was emeritus professor of biology at WVU, a well-known historian, a church member, who died on Saturday, December the 8th. Dr. Core was born January the 20th, 1902, in Core, through the family, relatives, so on, that's helped settle the community. A son of Harry Michael and Clara Edna Lemley Core. A West Virginia University spokesman described Core as one of the giants in history of West Virginia University and an outstanding teacher and scholar. And indeed he was, and a religious person as well. He received his A.B. degree from West Virginia University in 1926, his M.A. in 1928, and a Ph.D. from Columbia University in 1936. He received an honorary doctorate from Waynesburg College in 1957 and from WVU in 1974. He was also given the Order of Vandalia Award, the highest award to any West Virginian. In 1928, he became a faculty member at West Virginia University, becoming department chair from 1948 to 1966. And in 1943 to 45, Core was botanist of the Columbian Mission at Bogota. He organized the Southern Appalachia Botanical Club in 1936 and was editor of its journal from 1936 to 1971. He's the author of numerous books and articles on botany, from the Flora of West Virginia, a 4-volume that he wrote with the late Dr. P.D. Strasberg. That was his most extensive work, to the Flora of the Erie Islands, spring wildflowers, and vegetation of West Virginia, among just some of them. He held membership in numerous professional organizations. President of the Botanical Society of America's Northwestern section in 1950 and was honored with the Teaching Award in 1971. He held numerous other memberships in honorary societies. A member and president of the Phi Beta Kappa Corps, was inducted into Vandalia in 1974. He was named Distinguished Professor at West Virginia in 1967, and the Corps Arboretum was named in his honor that year. That was his professional life, but his other lives included a historian. He wrote extensively on local history. His series of 5-volume books entitled The Monongalia Story provides a comprehensive bicentennial history of Monongalia County, beginning with the establishment of the county in 1776. He wrote an additional story on Core and its history. Material from these books were also included in a weekly column that he wrote for the Dominion Post on Sunday's magazine Panorama beginning in 1973. He was obviously then a member of the Monongalia County Historical Society and a member and past president, in addition to that, of the Kiwanis Club of Morgantown. He was president of the Morgantown Public Library Board of Directors, and for a while there was a room named for him at the public library, a local history collection room. But because of the need to restructure the library and provide some other settings, that room was later removed, but his books were placed on display up on the second floor. He was extremely active in First Christian Church Disciples of Christ, and he authored the history called Morgantown Disciples, the history of the church from its beginning to when the church was built to 1960, when the book was completed. He had been a member of the church since April 28, 1946, when he transferred his membership from the Dawes Run Christian Church. He had served as chairman of the board, the chairman of the building committee, an elder, and a Sunday school teacher. He wrote one of the most definitive Sunday school studies over a period of 3 years that I have ever seen. On an old manual typewriter, he typed out Sunday school lesson plans for a 3-year period of time that could be taught in the class that he taught called Win a Couple class. His work still remains at the First Christian Church Disciples of Christ. He was, in addition to that, a current member, as long as he lived, of the official board, and a former chairman of the State Convention of Churches of the Christian Church's Disciples. He also served not only as a Sunday school teacher for years, a lay preacher, a member of the Disciples Student Fellowship Board, but he served as an outreach minister to WVU students. the life of Earl Core generated so much history, so much inspiration, so much assistance to not only students, to the community, but to the faith area, to the state, as well as the nation. We remember very fondly the life of Dr. Earl Core, and on June the 26th, we are honored to dedicate this room adjacent to the sanctuary as the Dr. Earl Core Library. We invite you to attend the program on June the 26th for this special event, special recognition, and share with us any memories you have of Dr. Earl Core. We thank you very much for watching our 9th program. We invite you to join us at 9:45 on Sunday and at 10:45 for worship, and participate in our many outreach ministries to Morgantown. We invite you to visit us on Facebook at First Christian Church, Disciples of Christ Morgantown, or call us at 304-296-5500, or go to the website at http://www.morgantownwvdisciples.org for more information. You can also email us at fccmorgantown@gmail.com. It's First Christian Church Morgantown with abbreviation fccmorgantown@gmail.com. So until we meet again, this is the interim minister, D.D. Mann, saying so long, take care, and be a blessing.